Yeah. The idea is then to give it a week downtime. So there's no buying, there's nothing else. Somewhere. Technically, you can put on your resume your professional statement. Now you're on Web 3. Professional Web 3. Welcome, Xlanders. It is me. Thank me later.
And me, Snail Pacing.
Snail Pacing here for another episode of UpX World Live, specifically talking about Always Be creating our new art collaboration project with Snail Spacing and UpX World. We have a great episode today. It is a big day. So the last Saturday of the month is an important day for Always Be Creating. It is the last day to buy the previous month's pieces, and it is the last day to submit for next month's community project. So which you want to start out with first? You want to do an update on, I guess we can do an update on the current ones.
Yeah, let's start there.
All right. Let's do that. So if you don't know, and here I guess I should be putting these links in chat as well. Here is the link. We are posted on NFT Hive And these are the January submissions. We'll go through them here. First one we have is Nature's Dawn by our one and only Snail Spacing. Do you want to tell the lovely viewers about this piece?
Yeah, so it's a representation of the dawn of a new day in nature. So we've got the sun in the middle, and then surrounded by wind, some mountains, and then we go into the trees and the forest, and then into some earthy pebbles, and then water or space around it. So making a sense of motion.
Very cool. Yes. Lots of great mandala work. We actually will see another one of her mandalas
Later in the stream.
For the alpha drop. Oh, and later in the stream. That's true. Next up, we have one of my favorite artists. I guess I can't have favorites, but if I was allowed to have favorites, she would definitely be among the top. Shacklin, Sheriff Shack, Shack Attack, the multifaceted artist and community leader. Absolutely love her piece. This one is called Inspiration. Oh, I was thinking we were talking maybe about primordial ooze last week on it.
Yeah, primordial.
I was like, I feel like it was like primordial.
No,
Again,
inspiration based on the colors of life.
Yes. So the phrase for January, in case you forgot, was beginnings. So this was her inspirations for beginnings. And she is currently in the lead with 11 claimed. Keep in mind that the individual who has claimed the most of these at 3 wax each will receive a 1-of-1 artist proof of the piece. And full disclosure, I plan on especially some of these, like Snail Spacings and the next one we're going to see, only have one minted. I'm planning on actually probably minting multiple of all of these and just getting all the artist proofs. This is early days, and I believe in the project, and I personally am going to stand behind it. And if that means I have to buy out the first round, I own several of the starting rounds of multiple art collections featured directly in Upland. The Upland Spotlight, Artist Spotlight. I actually bought all 3 of those art pieces round 1 that came out. I own multiple pieces from 1111. I believe in these projects, so I am happy to buy in if others are not yet ready to take that plunge. So next up we have Dream by Pure Rolex. A great piece. Again, if you want to hear more commentary and insights to this, please go visit the last couple episodes we've done. We do a lot talking about the different compositions and perspectives on these. So if you want more insight, artist perspective, and feelings, I highly recommend go check out some of the previous streams. There's lots of great commentary on these pieces. And if we didn't mention it, there is how long? Less than 4 hours to go. QVC style, less than 4 hours to go. Get them while they're hot, because once that timer's up, that's it.
That's it.
C'est la vie. Last, hopefully not least, we have my creation called Find a Way. And this is inspired by my own rebirth and rejourney with UpX World and the previous iterations, as you see here, of the destroyed variations, as well as symbolizing the other community, pieces that have come out, and not necessarily attributing directly to UpX World, but we were definitely one of the first community projects to really do something in this space. And I know that a lot of other projects have taken inspiration or at least followed in similar footsteps, which is super humbling, as well as there's just been completely new creations coming up. I know I am currently addicted to, oh man, what the heck am I even playing? On the stock exchange, the UpX exchange. It'll come to me. I don't know why I just spaced on the name of the really cool project because my brain is fried. All right. And if you're on this Snail Spacing Collections page, also feel free to check out the Alpha Drop. It's only 15 wax. There's only 50 total available. These will be the NFTs needed to get alpha access to be an alpha tester for any of the initial mini games that we create. So definitely get teardrops. I don't remember when we first debuted this, but if you want to know the tear jerking backstory to this one, please go back, watch some earlier episodes, and watch me genuinely forgot why she created this. And then anyway. All right. So that's going to cover it for the January drop. Again, less than 4 hours to go on that. So if you're watching this later, probably gone. Good luck. Go check out the secondary market. Maybe somebody will be selling them later. Probably not. The people that are buying now are going to be probably holding them. But all of the artists, so I guess I should also mention, all of the artists were given 25 or so of their own prints. So each of the artists has some allocation. So if the sale has ended and you're looking to get a hold of them, it might be worth reaching out to the artist directly. They might be willing to sell or have giveaways, things like that. So, just because the sale is over when you watch this does not necessarily mean you won't be able to get them. Because again, that's the beautiful thing of NFTs. It is true ownership, so they can be bought, sold, traded freely on the Wax blockchain, which is super cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Snell, I think you're up.
I do not have a share screen button this week.
What do you mean you don't have a share screen button? It's literally called present. I see it on your screen.
Is that what it is? Tech literate. All right.
Oh my goodness. It's all right. You can draw pretty things.
Yes.
We'll forgive it.
Different skills.
See, now you can't add it to the stage. I can only add it to the stage. There you go.
All right. So welcome to Always Be Creating with Snail Spacing. So our concept is this is a monthly art showcase and competition. Each month there will be designated prompts that the artist will use to create a unique piece of art. So for January, we had the prompt of beginnings. This coming month, we're going to have the prompt of love for February. These pieces are turned into NFTs, as you just saw, and on the Wax blockchain sold for 1 month. These pieces will be unlimited mint, so you can buy as many as you want, but you only get them for a limited time. And each piece is only for it's 3 wax only. So the patron who owns the most pieces gets the artist print after the sale. So get them while they're hot. Only 4 hours left on this one.
Get them while they're hot. I like it like it's like they're like pancakes.
Like they're pancakes.
Hey, Shaq.
Hey, Shaqlin. As an artist, you'll receive a portion of each NFT sold, so you are supporting artists and them doing amazing work. If your NFT is one of the top minted, there will be additional rewards. Top selling artist gets the opportunity to work with UpX art team to transform a unique map set to create and be sold in Upland. Top 3 artists each month have an opportunity to work with UpX World team. These NFTs have a special functionality inside of UpX World once released. And that's right, your art can be turned into an NFT and get some sales revenue. Also, why participate? It's fun. I know I enjoy having prompts and being able to share what I've created.
I think that's an important thing, right? Like, let's be honest, especially early stages. Like this is not one of those massive, we're not selling NFTs for $100,000. Like, this is not Bored Apes Club. This is not any of this. This is, artists, community artists creating art for fun, for the community. At a very, I mean, it's 3 wax. It's like 15 cents. Like no one's getting rich off of this initially, or maybe ever. But the idea is like we are supporting each other. We're creating a community, and we're creating a culture of supportive artists and whatnot.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So our prompts, the upcoming prompts, I just mentioned that we were having beginning for January and love for February. So we'll see a couple of those new pieces tonight for the love prompt. For March upcoming, we're going to have envy. Then we're going to have showers for April, bee for May, moonbug for June, and heat for July. So feel free to work ahead. Work on whatever month inspires you, and I'm excited to see everything you create. So some of the rules to the competition: there is no AI art allowed. It must be original pieces. You can use AI to assist if you want to use them in collage pieces or to use as like a base for drawing over. Feel free to do that, but it can't be just one single piece of AI art. We want to have original, thoughtful pieces that someone is making and putting together organically. It cannot be any work that has been previously sold in any way. No copywritten or licensed images can be used. All submissions must be in before midnight on the last Saturday of every month. So last Saturday of the month, it's important, get those submissions in. And I've decided it was a hard call. No, not safe for work art right now.
Oh, man.
I know.
I was going to have willy fingers for my envy.
So our first submission for February is Spiraling into Love by Shacklin. The description:
Ooh.
We all know the feeling, the helplessness of falling, of being pulled, of spiraling as though caught by a wave, spiraling into love.
Dang, that hits you right in the feels.
I love the description of it, and I love the piece itself. I mean, you definitely, if you're lucky, you know that feeling of spiraling into love, being pulled into it. I love the way that they've done that and have the heart in the center.
Yes, great. And like one thing I always appreciate, Shacklin does a great job of color geometry. So like her piece isn't like there is some abstract nature to it, but even like the layers of ombre like bring like a geometric feel. I can't really put it into words, but like it's very captivating to me. And I really like the aggressive, almost like black and white ombre into the middle of like this glowing, it feels like behind the scenes, it's like this glowing pink. It really feels, and then like that visceral just spiral, how everything just kind of like gets blurry. I think it's a great piece.
Yeah, it's like the geometry has had someone put their fingers and just turn the geometry and swirl it.
Yeah.
No, it's a beautiful piece. So our first submission of the month.
Great work, Shaq.
Thank you. Thank you, Shacklin, for submitting. Our next
one is NFT Architect. Oh, this is my dude. First, this was a live reaction. I did not see this ahead of time. Oh man, NFT Architect has put together, he has some of my favorite pieces from 11/11. I'm so, NFT Architect, thank you for submitting. Holy cow, I love your work so much. All right, sorry.
No, all good. No, absolutely fantastic reaction. So we have Split Decision by NFT Architect.
Split Decision. Oh, man.
The description is: how I feel right now. This piece reflects my love of two opposing worlds, torn between the city and nature, been drawn towards both while watching from behind.
Oh. NFT Architect. So if you haven't seen his pieces that he did for 11/11, he did these like visceral, like skeleton pieces with architecture. So like, and he does this black, white, and red art that he does, like the shading, the black shading, and then these red, like his work is so impressive. And like, what a great description, and like, what a great like way to think about the prompt. Like, is that like raining blood?
No, I think it's to so that you can see the whole shape of the heart.
Yeah, I mean, I see the heart, but like,
I mean, it could be blood. It could be,
I don't
how
like
it feels
just
in your heart.
yeah, just like the little marks, and then again, he has his architect. I mean, his name, it's in his name, NFT architect, but he does some of the most compelling, like beautiful, like architecture pieces. They're simple, but not
No, absolutely.
like they're it's it's just so striking. Like, and what a damn. So good. Jeez,
Yeah.
old Pete, this is so good.
No, striking is a good word for it. The contrast of the red and the black, which you said is one of their staples, is so good. And then the figure drawing, which I struggle with figure drawing, so it's amazing to me. It's beautiful.
Oh man, yeah, you got to see some. He had
And I
like
feel
this.
the pull.
I think it was like a rib cage, and then he had like scaffolding and like little people like sitting on the scaffolding and playing. So it was like in this like skeleton. Oh man, he does so. His just art. I don't understand. Like some of y'all, like why are you not? How are you not professional? We need to get you in front of some big. Like that's my new goal in life is like Shaq, architect, snail. Like I want to just get you guys like just noticed and appreciated for the insanely like you guys are such talented artists. Like it's wild to me. Like I have to use heavy like you guys saw what I produced previously when I didn't use AI. And I have to use AI. And I mean again, I heavily mod it and I do like multiple prompts and layering and modify and all of that. But like I cannot like do by hand anywhere close to what you all do on a regular basis. And it is just damn. Oh, I'm so glad that NFT architect found and put in for this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
Oh, it's so good.
And I love the fact that the city is on one half of the drawing and the nature is on the other half. Like it creates a real dichotomy.
Yeah.
Pull effect. Exactly
Well,
what they were describing.
And you can see like even like the detail. There's so many little details here.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, like the figures are looking at both, like they're like facing different ways.
Yes.
So it's like and like what are they walking towards? Also, even like the raindrops or slashes when they go on the like of the person, like that they're counter to red, like see on the coat,
Mm-hmm.
just like little things like that, or like the red on the shoes.
Yeah, I
Just
love
like
the little red accents.
some Louboutin. No, they're not red bottoms, but still, like just there's just so much attention to detail. I could just look at his pieces, and every time, like, and I know as we go and we look at these, like, over the next couple weeks, like, there's going to be more and more. There's little things that I'll notice and appreciate, and just, oh, that makes me so happy. What a great, literally, NFT architect. You literally just made my weekend because you submitted art for this. Like, that's how impactful this piece is. Like, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, thank you to all of our artists. So our next piece is by Thank Me Later. It's called Love of Community, and I will let him explain it.
Yeah. So for me, I really wanted to showcase that AI couldn't draw hands. No. I can't draw hands. AI can't draw it. No, the idea here is for me, I feel like a lot of times, I don't want to get too philosophical here, but when you're growing up, the idea of love portrayed as like, it's between two people, like that's it, or maybe between your family, right? But what I have grown to find is like that love shatters pretty easily. And when it shatters, it's really, really hard to be able to get back to that kind of love. And what I have found in the community of Upland is the love of community, and being able to have a lot of hands bring a little bit of love, whatever they can be, right? So instead of just this all consuming love from like one person or your parents, or putting all that pressure on one relationship, knowing that there is so many people in the world that can give just a little bit, that can give you that text that, hey, I'm thinking of you. Hey, how are you doing? Like, and put that broken heart back together. Like, so for me, like that's really what I wanted to symbolize here, this like shattered heart, that was really fractured, and it's meant to be like glass, like it's kind of fragile, and then all of these hands of just the community, coming in and just putting it together, because that is what this community has done for me over the last, call it 2 years, definitely, is really, rebuilt my heart in a way. um, I will also give a little foreshadowing. There is some darkness here at the bottom. That is intentional. That is, the creeping darkness that I think is, that gets pushed down, and kept at bay, by the love in the community, but it is always there, and it's going to play into my next piece of envy as well. So it'll actually be uh, a stacked piece. So spoiler, I got something planned to be a 2-part piece, and this will be part one of it. Love of community. But yeah, and we'll definitely talk more about it, and some of the details. But yeah, that's the idea. Love of community, because I love this community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. So this is my piece. It's called Love is Complicated. It is a digital mandala. My description is love is full of many things, fluttering hearts and butterflies, spirals of emotions, tears both happy and sad, and above all things, love is very complicated. So started with the mandala and added highlights behind the background. I'm like, unfortunately, unless you have a huge screen, it's going to look a little bit blurred, but I promise everything is detailed right down to the insiest little bit.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to get it bigger screen. Well, we'll have fuller screens for sure, because once they're in NFTs as well, we'll be able to.
Once they're in NFTs, you'll be able to see more of the details in this piece. Because for me, love is very complicated. It's full of ups and downs. It's full of lots of emotions. And like we've talked about, it can be between a lot of different people. It can be between one person. It can be between family. It can be with community. It can be with it. So many. Love is a multifaceted thing. So I wanted to show the complexity. I mixed in elements of flowers, elements of teardrops, elements of lots of hearts, because I gotta show that heart element. Spirals, I've got some butterflies hidden in there. Some little royal crowns, because we should all feel like royalty when we're truly loved. Some flowers showing things blooming and growing, as well as some leaves. Just showing the growth that we should have is to get both together and with self-love, because that's another important type of love that we don't talk enough about. So love is complicated.
And this is an insanely detailed piece. Like you could blow this up on the side of like the Great Wall of China and like look at it. It's so detailed. Like this is like every single pixel is detailed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I definitely spent a lot of time working on it and thinking about it and working on each layer.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to check that out in high res. If you got maybe your Apple Vision Pro, put it in your VR and get lost in it. Actually, I really want to spec this out in VR. I might try to get that on my Oculus. See if I can't get that. Would be insane. That would be a fun like screensaver. Oh, I wonder if I could get it on my TV. The background on the TV.
That would be fun.
Anyway.
So yeah, those are our submissions for the month of love. We're excited to get those up as an NFT next week, so you can start buying them and enjoying them that way. Next thing we wanted to talk about is everyone was talking about how much we've been banging our head against the wall working on this Envy project, trying to figure out.
Oh, do you have more content?
I do have more content.
Oh, sweet.
All good. I have more
That's
content.
right. We were talking about
banging our heads against the wall. So I figured I'd share some of my head banging. I don't show my final piece for March because I'm saving it for. I figured it out. I unblocked myself, but.
Wait, is it the one? Is it the same one?
Yeah, it's the one that you've seen.
Okay.
But I did not include that one piece.
Go. Yeah, no. I just wanted to. I was like, I didn't know if you had switched it from that because that one is.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, no, it's super good.
Yeah, it took some head banging, so we're gonna see what that head banging looked like a little bit.
All right, so to get you everybody up, Marches is Envy. So, and we had talked about people were struggling with maybe some
with the prompts. So hopefully this will inspire people, get the brain gears going. Hopefully going in totally different directions because that's how we all work. But give some ideas and show that my first idea is usually not the best one.
Or there's nothing wrong with having multiple ideas.
There's nothing wrong with doing so many iterations and working it out and figuring out what you want to look at.
This chick is creepy.
Yes, well, this is my first go at it. This was supposed to be an envious stare, but I kept looking at it and looked more angry.
Yeah, no, she looks pissed. I mean, I think, with green eyes, it could be envious, but
you can still see the envy, but that was definitely one of the things I started realizing is that envy and anger have some overlap, but you want to make sure that you're portraying envy, not anger.
That's a female Grinch.
It's a female Grinch.
Her head shape?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Grinch head shape.
I can see that.
That's straight up.
I'm like,
if she had the curly smile and little. That's a straight up female Grinch.
I can see that with the snake eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I said it was supposed to be hair rather than a face shape. But I can totally see what you're talking about. It does look like a face shape and it does look very Grinch-like.
Yes. So. I cannot not see the Grinch now.
Well, we're going to move on from that pretty quickly, but definitely that envious stare is one of the first things that I thought about.
Yeah, she was looking down on Hootown. That's what it was.
So showing envy through food. So this is kind of a silly one where the mouse is upset that it's got a cinnamon roll that's half the size of its body, whereas the cat gets a whole stack of pancakes that's only a third of the size of its body. So sometimes comparison is the thief of joy. Whether that's a house or a car or shoes or whatever we're looking at, it can be the thief of joy. Food is definitely something that growing up with 4 kids, it's a source of envy. You got to remember of if you're smaller, sometimes the big portion is different than the bigger people. You got to make sure your eyes aren't bigger than your stomach, but essentially comparison.
So the real question is, would you rather have a cinnamon roll that's half the size of your body or a stack of pancakes half the size of your body?
I go with the cinnamon roll personally. But yeah.
Oh, man.
I specifically made the pancakes a third of the size of the cat. So in relation, the cat's actually is
big.
But,
yeah.
But no. But the question of would you rather have a cinnamon roll half the size of your body or pancakes half the size? I'd have to go with cinnamon roll because I love.
Well, because if it was pancakes, then I was gonna go. Okay, well, what would you rather have? Half a cinnamon half the size of your body, or pancakes a third the size of your body? Then but then obviously, you already want the half cinnamon roll. So yeah, I think I would just be more interested in the logistics of a cinnamon roll that big. Plus the center of a cinnamon roll that big would be huge.
Oh
And
my
that's really
God.
all I would want.
Just that gooey center.
Just that gooey center. Because I feel like I could make pancakes half the size of my butt. Like I could just make a stack of pancakes, like, and then just keep stacking them. And that would be it. But like to make a cinnamon roll the size of a human being, like the size of a toddler size cinnamon roll.
Someone could do it. And I would love to see it. And I'd love to eat it.
Yeah. The amount of icing alone.
Oh,
No.
man.
I'm getting diabetes just thinking about it.
Yes. Well, anyway, so comparison can be the thief of joy, and that's definitely part of envy, of being envious of what others have that you don't, even if you have enough. So our next idea was a comic strip, actually, which was something different for me. And essentially, I mapped out what I wanted it to say at the bottom, and was going to go with a similar idea. So that idea of what you got there. I've got a special treat. Isn't it nice? Yes, it's very nice. And the last panel just being, I want it. And it was going to be close up with the face just being that the crazy eyes of like, I want your special treat. I know it's special. I know you're excited about it, but I want what you have.
Brutal.
I am envious of it. So same thing with the comic strip. Was think about designing it almost like an enamel pin style. The what you got there, I want it.
Is that a thing? What you got there? I feel like I don't know why that feels very meme level.
Does it sound very?
What you got there?
I don't know.
What you got
Maybe
there?
it's something I say. I can be pretty memey. But yeah, I've definitely picked up that as a phrase. What you got there?
Also, has Mimi from the Drew Carey show ever been memed?
I mean, I'm sure she has. Everything's been memed at this point. It's like Rule 34, except for memes.
Oh no, we're not.
But for memes.
But like, I just feel like a Mimi meme would be funny to me.
That would be fun. It's just fun to say, if nothing else.
Yeah, Mimi meme.
Anyway. So anyhow, didn't develop that.
What you got there?
I want it. So kind of a cuter take on envy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a much lighter.
Much lighter, much cuter, kind of a silly take. Figure I'd take a break from the evil eyes and the angriness and
until you got back to it.
Until I got back to
it. For a second.
So this was me just reflecting on, we always think of green with envy. So I wanted to play with the color and see kind of what came out of it. So kind of taking some inspiration from Shaktalyn actually in some of her submissions, as far as just having movement and having lots of high contrast. So this was a piece just playing with light, playing with darkness, playing with movement, playing with the color green, and seeing what came out of it.
Yeah, that's super fun. I appreciate the shout of like, it's an important call. Like, it's great to get inspired by other artists. Like, there's nothing wrong with going, man, that's a really great way to look at art or to do art. Like, try a piece in that style. I like almost the like silky texture feel. It feels almost like it would be silky. There's something enchanting about it. It's really well done. Like the highlights and everything. It's very dynamic for sure.
Yeah. This piece got closer to what I was thinking I wanted.
Yeah.
But it was a good experiment. These were two other experiments kind of along the same veins that I didn't like as much. So
Knights in green satin. Hey, Shaq. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
So these are some more experiments with the light and the dark, and especially the one on the right with the gold in the center was meant to be someone's joy and kind of radiating out and being swallowed up by envious waves.
Which is interesting because that was the piece that actually, when you showed me that, is what inspired my two pieces.
Oh, okay.
So in a similar way, I was like, oh, that gave me an idea for my piece.
Yeah.
For envy.
Love that. Love that we're inspiring each other.
Yeah, no, it was super cool because I really first of all, I just like geometry in general. And like the waves and just like the symbolic, like the simplification of a concept of like, there's something like a golden, like it's very, the colors is very obvious. Like that's the special thing. And then these like waves of envy, like just trying to like crush this thing. And the thing is just there in the middle. It's like, hey, I'm just here. Like I'm just existing. But then these like, it's like almost like walls of envy closing in on it. I think was very resonated, no pun intended, very heavily with me.
Absolutely. So going through lots of iterations and ideas. So this is kind of going back to the I idea of everyone looking at each other and not paying attention to what they're doing, the being literally green with envy.
The idea.
The idea. I like that. No, unintentional, but yes, the idea. It also ended up being just really good eye practice of drawing human eyes. But the idea was, especially, they're all kind of focusing on a central point, looking at each other, except the one that's looking out at you, a little bit manic and wanting what you have. So, and I tried to choose eyes that all have that expression of like wanting and longing and looking. And yeah, that one probably took the most time as far as experimentations, but it was good practice.
So creepy.
It is creepy, and it was definitely meant to be creepy.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes me feel it makes me feel like I can't like look away while it's in the room. Like it's gonna like steal something.
It's gonna steal something.
Probably my soul.
Maybe, if that's what it wants, if that's what it's.
I know, like, well, maybe not then. Maybe the lights.
Whatever it wants, it'll take. So, and this is the last of the ones that I'm going to share tonight.
Zoe!
Hello.
Zoe, deadline is tonight, but there might be a Zoe exception. Just get it to us soon, please.
Yes, just please get them to us soon. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. We'd love to feature you.
Absolutely. We want to get as many artists in as we can, feature their work, get some profits flowing, get some inspiration for everyone. So this is the last piece. So I thought about kind of the sources of envy and things that we are envious of. So I included envious of relationships with the two hands holding each other, envious of clothes where I have, it's actually like a red satin jacket behind the shoes. Envious of money, envious of houses, which I chose like a really modern, sleek, fun house. And I couldn't think of anything else, honestly. So I was just like luxury perfume.
Yeah, brands.
And then where are we getting that envy from? Usually social media. So I decided to feature that in the background of we're staring at our screens, we're looking at them, we're seeing what other people have, and we're wanting that for ourselves, which isn't always a bad thing. But when we take it to the level of just envy and not being happy for each other, it can go to a dark place.
Yeah, no, I think like this is just a great commentary on greed and social media in general. And again, like not greed, envy. And like the envy of greed, which is weird. Like greed is not something that should be envied. Like, but it's such a weird thing. Like people like see all of these greedy people on social media, or like, and it's so fake too. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, we all fall for it.
Like it's not even real.
It's not even real. But
like it's so fake.
But we see it and we want it.
We want it. It's so bad, honestly.
Yeah. So that's another thing, is realizing that envy is really closely tied to anger and really closely tied to greed and really tightly tied to a lot of different emotions. So getting envy pinned down is really hard.
Chasing the superficial. Well said, Shacklin. Well said. Chasing the superficial.
Absolutely. So trying to get away from that. So those were some of my ideas. Hopefully they've inspired you and gotten you some creative juices flowing, gotten you in the right direction. You know, as a community, we can make some great stuff, and I want to see more of it. So I figured I'd help out and show some of my process.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I think that was Again, I know, watching your process and some of your pieces actually inspired my envy piece. So hopefully others can take some prompts for that. And maybe we will see some exciting things for that in the coming weeks.
No, I'm sure we will.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at 45 minutes. Well, I guess 40 minutes live ish. Do you have anything else for our fantastic viewers on this lovely Saturday night?
No, that's all I've got for today, but I'm grateful for everyone who tuned in and everyone that tunes in later on. Hope you have a great night.
All right. Well, this is Thank Me Later signing off, saying have a great week.
Yeah, and this is Snail Pacing. Make sure to take life at your own pace, even if it's a snail's pace.